Yo, what is up guys, it Ghost here, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're of course going to be going over the Battlefield 6 campaign news. I'm sure it escaped nobody that yesterday a bunch of creators put out their videos on the campaign, as well as of course DICE themselves. We've also got the release timings for when Battlefield 6 comes out on the 10th of October, so not the date, but the actual times it's going to go live. And then it looks like we may be getting some new gameplay of the Manhattan map pretty soon as well. So before we jump into everything here, as always, if you guys enjoy the content on the channel, hitting that sub button is massively appreciated if you want to stay up to date with everything around Battlefield 6. The vast majority of you guys who do watch my content, you probably see it on the recommended section and you're not subscribed, so if you can check below and you enjoy it, that is a big help. And as always, thank you guys so much for your support as we get ever closer to the release of Battlefield 6. So just like most of you, I watched the trailer, of course, during the PlayStation State of Play showcase yesterday. I haven't really watched too many of the videos from the various creators because for me, I'm going to be honest, the Battlefield 6 campaign, it doesn't really excite me that much. It's going to be just like a one and done thing. I'm just going to play it through the one time, probably on like a normal or a hard difficulty, get the collectibles that are on offer there to unlock the cosmetics and whatnot, and then I'm just going to go to multiplayer. And I'm probably not even going to play it as the first thing. I'm going to jump into multiplayer when the game releases, along with most of you, I would expect. And so because of that, I didn't want to like spoil myself, right? If I'm only going to play the campaign that one time, I want it to be a complete surprise. Now, with that in mind, what I have seen from the trailer, it does look pretty promising. Like, the cutscenes seem good. It seems like pretty much like a Call of Duty campaign. I think those, even if you don't like COD, the COD campaigns are generally quite high quality. They do raise the bar to some degree there, and it seems like Battlefield are trying to, you know, raise and match up to that bar that Call of Duty set for these very quick sort of campaigns. I think this one is going to be like around 6 hours in length. However, I've also heard things to the contrary. So I think Big Fry put this out, and he said his experience of playing this is that it's kind of like a bit of a glitchy mess. The AI in particular kind of get lost, like they don't really know which direction to go in, they start bumping into one another, and so it does appear that perhaps DICE haven't been able to put in the same amount of time that they would have liked to for the single player portion of the game. And this doesn't really come as a big surprise to me, because if you guys remember, Ridgeline Studios went completely tits up. For whatever reason, they decided to shut down the studio, and this was the studio that they had erected in order to work on the single player portion of Battlefield 6. For whatever reason, all of a sudden they shut it down. They kicked out Marcus Leto, the Halo dude who was heading up the studio, and basically they just redistributed the workload on the other Battlefield studios. That can't have been easy. It must have been a lot of work, and we've even heard in articles and such that they basically had to go back to the drawing board pretty much, and there really wasn't a lot that they could salvage from, I think it was over a year of work that Ridgeline Games put in there. So this not being a completely holistic and finished experience doesn't really surprise me too much. But again, do I really care? Not really. I'm really in it for the multiplayer, but perhaps you do. Now, moving on to some interesting details I have heard about the campaign. Apparently here, according to Battlefield Bulletin, Hardcore is the highest difficulty level in Battlefield 6's single-player campaign, and that includes no revives. So you've got Recruit, Regular, and Veteran, and then you've got this Hardcore mode, which is, as they call it, the ultimate test. He says there are going to be 9 missions in total across 3 continents. 3 full missions were playable in a digital preview event: Operation Gladius, Operation Ember Strike, and No Sleep. And if you look at the order of the missions here, it's kind of weird that they've given them these 3, because Operation Ember Strike, for example, is like the second to last mission. These are the other ones. The single player campaign is reported to be around 4 to 6 hours long. Each mission from the digital preview event took around 25 to 40 minutes. One early mission drops the squad into Northern Africa, where they engage in a tank battle in the shadow of the pyramids of Giza. Another level takes place in the heart of New York City, with Dagger 13, which is your squad, battling through Brooklyn's war-torn streets amid civilian high-rises. Later in the story, the team heads to Gibraltar, where Pax Armata forces have seized the strategic rock, prompting an all-out beach assault reminiscent of World War II landings, and in one of the most dramatic sequences, Dagger 13 sabotages a massive hydroelectric dam in Tajikistan, causing it to explode and send floodwaters crashing down on the enemy army. So obviously there's going to be a lot of epic moments in this campaign, a lot of Levolution-y type moments. We've already seen, of course, clips from that dam being destroyed. I think it was a leak like months and months ago at this point, but many of you watching, I'm sure, will have seen that. One of the missions is set in 2028, where the story unfolds over a couple of years. The campaign follows one cohesive plotline from start to finish, rather than separate vignettes, aka war stories like Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1. It features both linear and large open spaces where you get to pick which objective to tackle first. DICE's Mission 8, which is Operation Ember Strike, is quite unique in its way of being that much open and sandboxy. Most of the time you have a full squad you can command through a simplified squad orders commandos, smoke for cover, call for grenades, suppressing fire, flank enemies, RPG strikes, recon scans, and spotting enemies. Again, you know, referring back to Big Fry's video, I haven't watched his video, I've just seen like a clip of it, which was going around on Reddit, so maybe it doesn't paint the whole picture, but if all of these things are performed by the AI, like, I wonder, like, are these maybe not working? I suppose we'll find out once we get our hands on it. When the full squad is not with you, you are accompanied by at least one squad member at almost every moment. If you die, you go into a down state, just like multiplayer, and a teammate can come over and revive you. Likewise, if a teammate goes down, you can drag them into cover and revive them. Each member of the squad has a different class, so engineer, recon, etc. The campaign lets you play as multiple characters from the Dagger 13 team, rather than sticking to one protagonist throughout. That's actually pretty interesting. I do like when games do that. Missions have collectibles hidden throughout. There's an extensive environmental destruction. To play the campaign, it's necessary to have an internet connection. Huge surprise there. Not. We know that's how games are going these days. Although, to be honest, you probably want one for the multiplayer anyway. And then reports indicate that the Battlefield 6 campaign has some problems with the AI. Yeah, I've heard that from multiple sources at this point. How serious those are going to be, though, I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe some people are playing it up a little bit, like the problems with the campaign, just to kind of get more views on their videos, because when you have creators essentially making the same video, not just on the same day, but releasing it at exactly the same minute, you'll often find that people try to put a different spin on their video, because we can't just all call our videos like Battlefield 6 campaign first impressions and hope to get as many views as Jack Frags. That's just not the way it works, unfortunately. So maybe, I don't know, I'm not necessarily saying that Big Fry is doing this or other people are doing this, but maybe they're trying to sort of spin up, you know, some views around the video there, and it's not really as huge a problem as they're painting it to be. But again, the proof is in the pudding. Now, speaking of collectibles, here are some screenshots of some of the ones from one of the missions. So this is Operation Ember Strike, and you can see that the collectibles in question here are dog tags. And on this particular mission, I'm not sure about the rest of them, but there are 30 to find. So that is quite a lot. You can see one of them there. Just press E to snag them. Now, what do you actually get from picking up these dog tags? Are these going to unlock cosmetics? That is certainly one of the burning questions on my mind, because I know a lot of people just aren't campaign players. What about then actually hunting for collectibles within campaigns? If they look some really, really cool skin behind it, I think that's a little bit of a lame gateway. We have seen this shot here, which shows that just for completing the campaign, you will unlock cosmetics, player cards, emblems. It looks like some kind of a knife there. So this, of course, is probably something I think we're all going to play the campaign, right? But there's also this challenge expert that you've got to do within the campaign. So they are clearly putting some things behind that. Whether they're going to be particularly lucrative and you want to unlock them or not, or you can be bothered to, is another question. So all of this campaign footage, it kind of dropped just like out of the blue yesterday. I wasn't expecting this, to be honest with you, during State of Play. I thought the big reveal was supposed to be coming today on the 25th. Now, originally, I had planned to stream that for you guys. Turns out, with this event, of course, being in Tokyo, Japan, then it's airing at 4 o'clock in the morning. And this is the one I'm talking about here. It's a Battlefield 6 single-player live showcase. So, unfortunately for me, I have to be up for work at 6:30 in the morning, so I won't be staying up for that one. But I will do a video filling you guys in on that. And I think there is a chance that maybe then, or perhaps the day after that, we could see some new multiplayer footage of one of the new maps, Manhattan Bridge. And for me, this is really, I would say, the map I've been looking forward to seeing the most, having seen the other one set in the same area, Empire State. And we do know that this map is playable at Tokyo Game Show alongside other maps and modes that you couldn't play during the Battlefield 6 open beta. So there are 64 multiplayer stations set up there and 26 single player stations. Here are some screenshots of that. Looks like a bunch of fun. I also really like this set piece here with the tank coming through the second story building. Really, really nice touch there. So since they're offering this play experience for people who are attending the event, are they going to show us some footage of that? Maybe they've had creators play that and we're going to see some creator videos of it soon. I don't know, maybe? I think it's quite likely, but you know, just don't come at me with your pitchforks if I'm wrong. And finally here, and this one is coming out of Battle Pulse over on Twitter, he says, the worldwide launch times for Battlefield 6 have been confirmed. Now, this is not an official source. I don't know where he got this from because he hasn't listed any source, so do take this with a bit of a grain of salt. But these are the times that it looks like you can expect for Battlefield 6 to launch on the 10th of October. So 8 AM Pacific time, 10 AM Central time, 11 AM Eastern time, and then we've got 4 PM British Standard Time, and then 1 AM AEST, which I believe is Australian time, so kind of a shitty time there for the Australians. Although, to be fair, 10th of October is a Friday, and it's basically launching on like Saturday morning for them, so they could stay up on the Friday night. I'm pretty lucky in that regard. I've got it launching right in the afternoon, so I will definitely be going live then, streaming and seeing what you guys think of the game, hopefully jumping in some rounds and playing with you. I will be doing full coverage of whatever we get out of the Tokyo event tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be able to live stream it for you guys, but I'll do another roundup video similar to this one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that. As always, leaving a like down below is massively appreciated if you enjoyed or found the video informative, and I'll see you all in the next one.